Welcome to Small Town Big Mouths podcast, where our three hosts will be unraveling tales about dating and life in general that will have you laughing, nodding your head, and even cringing in sympathy. So sit back, buckle up, and get ready for the ride.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Mouths. This is Nikki, your resident bartender.
And this is Amber, your one and only.
So today, Amber and I are going to get into holiday drama.
Whoop, whoop. I was thinking that I didn't have any holiday drama, but then I started thinking about it, and maybe it's not like drama, toxic drama. I mean, maybe it is toxic, but we're going to get into this.
Yeah.
And
because the holidays are coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, when this drops, we'll be right in the midst of the holidays.
Yes. And I'm hoping all of our listeners are not having any crazy holiday drama.
Yes. And if you do, oh my God, please comment and tell us, because there's got to be some good stories out there.
Well, I do have one good story. Maybe
you do? Start with that.
Okay. So let me go to this. So.
Was this from one of our listeners?
Yes, this is from one of our listeners. It says, I hosted Christmas dinner for my husband's family, his parents, siblings, everyone. We're all sitting down to eat when out of nowhere, my mother-in-law stands up and announces that my husband has been cheating on me. She even brought printed screenshots of text messages between him and another woman. I was completely blindsided. Can you imagine your mother-in-law doing this?
I mean, yeah, my mother-in-laws were fucking bitches, so yes, but no.
But like you're tattling on your son, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I'm imagining it the other way. Like they would try and say I was doing something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it says, I was completely blindsided. My husband tried to deny it, but the screenshots didn't lie. I burst into tears and ran out of the room. Then, as if things couldn't get worse, his brother says he knew about the affair, but didn't want to ruin Christmas. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? Meanwhile, the rest of the family is either trying to calm everyone down or quietly sleeping out the door. I wouldn't blame them. I'd be like, oh, fuck. Was anybody recording? And to top it all off, the cat jumped on the table and ate half the turkey while everyone was
arguing.
Yeah. Just screaming. She said, I ended up packing my bags and leaving that night. Good choice. Safe to say, I'll never forget that Christmas, and I'm sure my in-laws won't either. That story is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? I'm thinking holiday drama based on like people fighting, or like, you know, the uncle that's too drunk, or the aunt that won't shut up because she is too drunk and people are fighting. That's like the holiday drama that I'm thinking about. But when I read this, I was like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah. I think,
like, why would you share that on Christmas? Can we wait till after the new year?
Yeah.
That's...
that was a mother-in-law trying to ruin something. Like, why would you do that on Christmas?
She must have been single.
Miserable.
Yeah. You know, misery loves company.
Yeah.
So.
Or maybe she just didn't like the wife and she was trying to get the husband get her son out of the relationship. I don't know.
But the husband tried to deny it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. And why wait till Christmas? Like, can we eat our food first?
Yeah. Or pull me away in private.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like address your son and be like, you need to say something.
Or I will.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My heart goes out to you. I hope you find
a
different kind of man, and hopefully you didn't go back.
For sure. Stay away from that whole family.
Yeah. That sounds horrible. So I wanted to, I thought this would be a good topic to bring up, because sometimes, whether it's toxic or sometimes we don't even, I don't have a big family, even though I grew up like that. Everybody's had their own lives. When my grandmother passed away, that kind of like, she was the glue. Obviously.
Your grandmother was like the matriarch. She kept everyone together.
Yes. Everyone got together for her.
Yes.
Christmas was her favorite time of year. Unfortunately, she passed away. I think it was January 3rd. But she fought through the holidays. I know she did.
Yeah.
So, but it's weird because a lot of my family on my mom's side has moved away. However, I do have an uncle here. And I know my mom talks to him.
Here in Fresno?
Not in Fresno, in the Bay Area.
Okay.
But like, they don't ever invite us to Thanksgiving or Christmas. And it's like, it's just us, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of weird that they don't, but, I guess the phone works both ways. I don't call, or anything, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that. But hey, to each his own. They have a bunch of kids between the two of them. And I don't even know if they really get together with their own kids and grandkids. So whatever.
We have the same thing here. Like, my mom's sister lives with me, my tia. Everyone knows that, I think, that listens. Her sister lives here now, and she has 4 kids. One of her kids lives here, and some of her grandkids live here. But they don't, not just me, they don't invite my aunt.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And my aunt and my tia and her sister have a decent relationship. So Tia's never left out of my plans, but why don't they invite her? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, maybe they have and Tia doesn't want to go. I don't know. It's a lot of drama.
See, and like growing up, I was the oldest grandchild, but then I had cousins, like, shortly after I was born, within a few years. And I just feel like I wish I could have those kind of Christmases again where all the kids are running around, or like, I wish my kids got to experience that, because they haven't. It's always just been my 2 girls, which is, it's, those memories are like core memories for me growing up. And there's all the aunts and uncles and everyone's getting together, and like family, even some family would drive, an hour, 2 hours to be there to celebrate with us, because we were a family.
Yes.
In today's day and age, I feel that most families that get together are the family you choose.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's not the family you're born with.
It's not. Like I was telling Nikki, like, your family, like you choose your husband or your wife. You're not blood. Yeah. You chose them.
And they become your family.
And they became your family, your core family, right? So what's the difference if you choose your friends as family?
Yes.
My best friend actually, this is 25 years this year. She is my family. That's like Auntie Jen to my girls. We've been there before kids. We'll be there through grandkids. We'll always be there for each other. And she didn't invite me for Thanksgiving, and she always invites me, but I'm like, fuck, it gets foggy driving. It's kind of hard, unless I want to stay the night, but she's got a house full too. We've always made it work in the past, but, it's you choose your family.
Right. And I feel like, I feel that connection with you. Yeah. Like, I feel like we're good friends. You've become part of my life. You've become part of my like family dynamic. I include you in things when something goes wrong or I have something good to share. It's usually you. There's like 3 people that I, 3 or 4 people that I call. And those people I consider like family to me, because I didn't get to choose my family, and I would never choose those people.
I guess I have some things, with the whole family dynamic, or like who you should choose as godparents for your children. Even like Michaela's godparents, they're not around.
Isn't that so weird though? Because at some point they were obviously very important to you that you chose them to be godparents.
So when Michaela, we're talking 18 years ago, and I'm, obviously 18 years younger, I wasn't really involved in church, but like my family was, and that the right thing to do is get your child baptized. So Michaela was, she was born October 4th. I had her baptized on Christmas Eve because I was baptized on Christmas Eve by the same pastor. So I want my first daughter, I'm like, I want this pastor, and I want, And so I think it was like my mom probably, she was like, well, so-and-so should be the godparents. And I'm like, oh yeah, like for sure. They're super involved in the church. It would be good. But they're not, they don't contact her. Like I invited them to her graduation. And then, there was a reason why they couldn't. And then, they did send something for her, which was nice, but I felt like because I invited them, they felt like they had to, but it's never like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? I don't know. I see.
Do
Mexican
they send
families,
her birthday presents,
they don't
Christmas
do a motherfucking
presents?
thing for her.
Okay.
Nothing. And I see like other godparents in different families.
My godparents don't do anything.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's like in more Mexican culture where the godparents are very involved.
Yes.
And so when I see that, it makes me sad. It makes me really sad. And it makes my daughter feel like, how come they don't reach out or whatever? So anyways, I'm still sending them a Christmas card this year. I don't care. That's who I am.
Good girl.
And I mean, I wish everybody success, and they do very well for themselves. But I just, knowing that, one, I lost my husband and it's just me and my kids, and then obviously my mom, I just wish that they would be more involved in including us, because we don't, one, for me, I don't even have my own family unit anymore with a husband.
Right.
So, I just wish that they were more involved. So if they're listening, which I doubt, but maybe my cousins are, it might get back to them. But even if they're listening, I'm sure my cousins would agree with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they have their own.
It's so weird. Even though we've lived different lives, we're very similar. It's you and your mom and your girls, and it's me and my aunt and my son.
Right.
And those are who we have. And that's why, we spent Thanksgiving together, which was great, because you said, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I said, I don't know. And then we just made a plan from there. And I love that, because I love to entertain. I love to cook. I love to do those things. I love to have people over. So to me, that was very I liked that. Yeah. And you guys came over and we had a great meal.
Oh my God. Yes.
But okay, here's a question. If your husband was still alive, would there be this was, I've been married twice, just for our listeners. And this was always a bone of contention. What are we fucking doing for Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of any fucking holiday? Where are we going? Was there fighting involved? Not physical fighting, but we had words, because it was always, oh, we're going to my mom's house. Well, I want to see my aunt.
Right.
She's my person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with my husband, shortly after we got together, his grandparents had divorced after a very long time, and they moved away. And that his mom and his aunt had moved away too, and his other family, they were already moved away. So it was always my family. It was never an issue. But then also But
your mom and dad are divorced. So then how does that work for you? Did you have to you still have to split your time somehow, right?
Right. So because either I lived here and when my grandma was still here and my grandpa, usually we'd go to their house. And then sometimes I'd just be I'm going to my dad's this year. It was never a split thing. And then usually Christmas, it was okay, well, we're doing Christmas on Christmas Eve or we do it a different day. It's never been an issue. My dad's super chill. And they always ask hey, what do you got going on? Or what's your plan? So now for me, because everybody's gone, it's just kind of just been me and my mom. So she'll come over, spend the night, do the whole Christmas thing, and we'll just chill. But I really like to host too. Well, I did. I prefer it that way. One, I'm at my own house.
Right.
Two, I'm in kind of control of the food situation. I don't necessarily need anybody to bring anything. I'd rather just be okay, I made all the food.
And we just had this conversation. Right. Yeah. Because when you let people bring food, you don't know what they're bringing. I told you guys what to bring. Your mom brought appetizers, you brought ham. I told you bring this, and this. Because if you just don't control it, then it's why are there 7 plates of deviled eggs? Why are there 5 pumpkin pies? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So,
but also, you never know what's going to happen. So if you're hosting, somebody can get in a car accident on the way home, on the way over, right? Somebody can be sick the day of, and then now you're missing your ham and your mashed potatoes and your rolls.
Yeah.
Let me just do everything. And I'm hosting. It's my house. It's, I don't know. We hosted a lot, whether it was UFC night, football, everybody would come over to our house. And I'd make a big pot of pozole on Sundays, which was great because Saturday night we were probably listening to music, drinking, barbecuing. So it was always great to have.
Yeah.
And I miss those days because me and Russ were a team. There was a lot of chaos in the relationship at times, but at the end of the day, we helped each other.
We had each other's back.
Yeah. He would cut up all the freaking meat. I would cook it. Sometimes he would cook it and make it so spicy that he had to get a paper towel to wipe his head. Oh, it was so funny. But that was our thing. And even Michaela remembers a lot of that. And she'll be oh my God, I miss those days.
Yeah.
I'm I miss them too. But with it's going back to the question of like the drama or question. It was always my family.
Okay.
So it wasn't, he just went with the flow.
Yeah. See, and I guess I don't miss it because when I was married, it was always a fight of where we were going, you know, and I never wanted to go to my in-laws were such assholes that I never wanted to go over there. You know what I mean? Both husbands, my in-laws were assholes. Now I'm going to tell a funny story because Thanksgiving just passed.
Yeah.
So for Thanksgiving one year, my first husband, I was 19. I think I was pregnant. Yeah, I was pregnant because it was Thanksgiving. I was pregnant because I almost said I had Roger in March. I had Jordan in March, so I was pregnant. So it might have even been Christmas. So we go to my husband's stepdad's parents, okay?
Okay.
So his stepdad's dad was like a big wig judge here in town. This was back in the early 90s. So we go there and they lived on Van Ness, like which is a really hoity-toity neighborhood. So they live on Van Ness.
It's not Clovis.
It's not Clovis.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It can't be hoity-toity.
No, we left Clovis. So we went over there and we're sitting there and I'm pregnant, right? And I'm like, everything makes me sick. So I'm just trying to make it through dinner, right? And we're eating and I'm looking down at the grandpa, the stepdad's dad, and he just looks fucked up, right? Like they're all drinking. My husband's stepdad was drinking red wine. His teeth were red. His whole lips were red. Like, I'm like, oh, okay,
you know, getting it on.
Yeah. And I'm 19. I can't drink and I'm pregnant. So whatever. So I'm like looking around. We're eating dinner, you know, all of a sudden I hear this like thud and I'm like, I like look around the table and I turn around and I look, the stepdad's dad literally passed out in his fucking plate of food. Face first, just like bam and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, and I like bump my husband. I'm like, your grandpa, I don't even know what to call him. You know, I'm like, and like my ex-husband, Sean, he looks down there and then he says something and then everyone kind of looks down there. Nobody misses a beat. They just continue eating and talking. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
That was normal.
It was normal. They said it happens all the time.
Was he at the head of the table?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He was at one end and his wife was at the other end. And all the kids and the grandkids. And it was a huge long table. But nobody except me and my husband at the time were just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Oh,
and I'm just like, someone lift his head up. How's he breathing? Like, and the wife was like, oh, he's fine. Just leave him.
He probably does that every night.
I don't know, but it was just like, that is the most hilarious thing that has ever happened, like during, you know.
The holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as I've gotten older, the people that I talk to, there isn't like the big family gatherings anymore, you know, like you said, the big, you know, long tables where you're putting tables together. Like, that's how I grew up.
Yes, that's how I grew up.
Yeah. So
what changed that dynamic though? What makes us, is it because there's just so many people now? We just don't have room and nobody has time. People like back in the day, things weren't open on Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know, everything was closed down on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Now things are open.
Right. You go out to dinner.
Right. So what changed that? Is that because, you know, maybe I'm asking the listeners, maybe I'm asking you, I don't know. Does anyone know like what changed the dynamic of the family having family time on Thanksgiving, Christmas, the holidays, getting together and doing those things? What changed that?
The glue is gone.
Is that what you think?
I mean, that's the only thing, you know, you hear about that, you know, growing up, the glue. Like for me, my grandmother was the glue. So as these older generations that grew up like that, somebody's got to step up and take those places. But now as people, we don't like everybody. And if you don't want to be around somebody, you don't have to be.
Or do you think maybe the glue is tired?
I'm fucking tired.
Tia was our glue. We always met at Tia's house. Yeah. Tia had the biggest house. Tia and her husband did well. So they always provided. But Tia just like now when I say, oh, we're not going to do anything. I'm just going to make soup or whatever. She's like, okay. She doesn't fight it. She's okay with it, you know. And she did enjoy this though, what we did on Thanksgiving. Yeah. She was very like 3 days before Thanksgiving, she had the fucking table set. Okay. I just want you to know that.
It looked amazing.
Thank you. I mean, Cody said, she's like, oh, the table looks so pretty. She goes, props to Tia. I'm like, props to Tia. All that shit belongs to me.
You didn't do it.
I could have. You know, I learned a few things from her, the master, but I trip out because like, there's just things like, even like the cooking, the making the bird, the doing all that, she did all that stuff. But sometimes when I ask her things, it's like she's forgotten. Not that she forgot that she did those things, but like, how did you brine your turkey? How did you blah, blah, blah? She goes, oh, I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much easier today to just be like, oh, I don't,
Yeah.
like back in I'm sure there's still a lot of 911 calls on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I feel like people acting a fool. Yeah.
But now if that's what's going to happen, we
avoid it.
We avoid it.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to go have my day ruined?
Yeah.
But there is also families that bounce around from house, maybe the mom, the dad, because if they're divorced, and then your husband's family, whatever. Yeah. So.
And I was so like,
I don't know how people bounce around from house to house and eat like that, because
oh yeah,
I couldn't even finish my plate.
You have appetizers at one house, then you go to the next house and have dinner, then you go to the next house and have dessert. I don't know.
I guess if you break it up like that, I don't know.
I was so like, I remember one year my uncle was a cop, and I don't know, we were watching something on TV, and he was in his uniform. He came home. It was Thanksgiving. He came home just to have, dinner with us real quick. And I was like, Uncle Ron, when you go back out there, I'm like, can you find a homeless man and bring him home? And my uncle was like, what? And I wanted to feed someone.
Oh.
Yeah, I was, because I think they were showing something on TV, like at the Poverello house, or people that didn't have anything. And I was just like, can you please go get one of them and bring them over so they can eat dinner? And I was adamant about it.
Yeah.
They didn't. But yeah, because my uncle, back then the homeless people were different than they are now. Like,
yeah.
This was the 80s. Now I feel like people become homeless because they've lost their jobs. They don't have anything. Back then,
choose to.
And they choose to. Back then it was probably the same, but there wasn't as many people that needed things.
Right.
Now I feel like even if you are not, there's the haves and the have-nots. And if you're a person that has things, you may not have everything, Nobody has everything, I guess. But I mean,
you could pretend to have it all.
They do.
Are you really happy?
It's called Facebook.
Fake book?
Yeah, it's called Fake Book, and I see that a lot. But I feel like there's just so many homeless people now. I felt like back then there was like not as many. So I just really, as a kid, wanted to try and help anyone that I could.
I mean, I posted today because here we are, a few days after Thanksgiving. Yes, this is pre-recorded, people. Oh,
I saw.
To share your leftovers before you're like, okay, I'm done with the ham, the turkey, and there's still all this leftovers. Like, please bag it up and go give it out to the homeless. Like, I've done it in the past, and if I have leftovers like that, I definitely would give it out. Because I just feel like, why not share it instead of just throwing it in the trash? There's so many people out there that appreciate it. So obviously this episode will be airing before Christmas. So with your Christmas leftovers, remember that. All it takes is put them in a freaking quart-sized bag, a frozen bag, whatever. Get some plastic forks from the dollar store and drive around. There's plenty of homeless people. I drive around and I look for them when I have that. Last year I had a case of, I had made like 10 sack brown bag full of stuff. And I had a case of Trulies that were, like, a seasonal one, and they were so nasty. But you know what I did?
You gave them to homeless people.
I gave them to the homeless people with their bag lunch or their bag meal. I'm like, here you go.
You're like, here's my nasty Trulies.
Hey.
No, I know. I get it. It's better than nothing.
Yes, yeah. And I'm sure they drank it, and maybe they liked it. It wasn't my taste.
Exactly.
So
somebody liked it. They made it.
Yeah, and that drink probably, they were like, huh? Like probably super happy that they got some alcohol. I've only had one person out of all the times I've dealt with homeless, be rude to me and was like, I don't want your shit. Yeah. I was taken back. I was like, wow, usually people are very thankful, and I don't post about it. I was telling Nikki, like, I just helped somebody recently, and I don't feel like I need to share that on social media because it's just, you do that from the heart.
Okay. And that's what I was trying to tell you before we got interrupted. I don't remember if it was the Paradise fires or whatever it was, but there was a big fire. Something had happened, and it was on TV, like the Red Cross is taking donations, blah, 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 this and that, da, 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 da. So my friend and I we took donations at the bar. We had people, we had a car filled with stuff.
Yeah.
We drove up to wherever it was, okay? They wouldn't take our stuff.
What?
They said, there were volunteers there.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we only take donations between blah, blah time and blah, blah time. And I was like,
wow.
We just drove up from Fresno. I said, my whole car is filled with stuff. And they were like rude about it. And it was, I think it was the Red Cross. I was so fucking mad. We got back in the car. We drove down to Fresno. And we went to one of these churches that give stuff out. And we just gave everything to them. And the lady was so nice.
That is crazy.
Yeah. I was
so
pissed.
Crazy.
And I posted it on Facebook. I was like, don't donate to whatever. And like I said, it may have been the Red Cross, but whatever it was, I was like, or Salvation Army. I can't remember which one. It was a major, it wasn't just it was a major one. And I was just like, don't donate to these people, because how rude is that? You have people that have lost everything and we're bringing you stuff for them. And we bought stuff too.
Yeah.
We bought like paper towels, toilet paper, stuff like that, bottled waters, and we were trying to drop it off.
That's insane, because it really, even though it's blankets, pillows, it might, like, I go through your pantries.
Yeah.
Go through your garages. I have bags of clothes that I donate throughout the year. So in the wintertime, put all the jackets in your trunk. You see a homeless person, stop and ask them.
Well, what we do is at the bar, I take all the coats that the people leave and I take them to the Salvation Army in Clovis to sell.
See, me, I would just have them in my car and I would.
Well, I'm going to give them to you then so you can do that.
Give them to me. I'll do it.
I will.
Sure.
Because there's a lot that are left there and I'm just like, this is sad because people need coats.
Right. See, and all like when you drop off clothes like that, they just turn around and sell it for profit.
Yeah.
So, which I drop stuff off there. It's easier to do it that way. But if you have
what about like taking it to like the Marjorie Mason Center or the Pavarello House or something like that? Even
I would rather do something like that than the ones that turn around and resell it for double. You know what I mean?
I just usually am trying to get rid of them. So yeah.
And that's when I take my bags, is when I'm just like not going through it. But if it's strictly jackets or blankets, I've had a trunk full of stuff and I see somebody, I stop and I'm like, hey, I have this. What do you want?
Yeah.
And when I did the whole jackets ones, when I had a trunk full one year, and I would stop every time, especially in the evening times. I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Those people don't have a whole lot. Yes, they're probably on drugs. Yes, some of them choose to be out there, but who are we to judge?
Right.
Who are we to judge?
Right. No, exactly. And this is the time of year when you should be giving.
Yes.
This is not. So many people confuse it with receiving. What did I get? Who's getting me what? Who's doing, you know what I mean? I am so thankful to be able to give to people. And I know like a lot of times it's like people are like, oh, I didn't get you anything. I don't want anything. Like to me, the joy I have is giving to other people and it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I feel as adults, like if you really want something, you're going to go out and buy it anyways. So that's my whole take on like gift giving. But when you're younger, you're a kid or young adult,
no, absolutely.
You're like, what the hell? I didn't get what I wanted.
Absolutely.
Like I told Michaela, I'm like, dude, you're 18. Like you have a job and she goes and buys whatever she wants. And speaking of Michaela, she's actually wanting to come on the podcast.
Okay, let's bring her on.
So I don't know. I don't remember if she told me what she wanted to talk about, but she does want to come on. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, as you become an adult and you work and you have money, you can buy what you want.
Yes.
So it's really not about what you're getting. If you want something, go fucking get it.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't need anything. Look the fuck around you. I don't need a...
We are in Nikki's spare closet. Okay. Explain your house a little bit, Nikki. Your three-bedroom house.
Let me preface something real quick. If you guys listened to the last episode where I was bitching about my job, I've worked at the bar for almost 25 years. And as much as it pisses me off some days and makes me feel unappreciated, I want people to know that I am truly grateful for what I have. It has afforded me a very good life, and it has afforded me to be able to help my son, and it has afforded me to be able to be a single female in this world, which is, most days now it takes a 2-income couple. I do this all on my own, and I help take care of my aunt, and I help my son when he needs it. So let me preface this by saying that. Now, I have a 3-bedroom home. In,
dun, dun, dun.
In one room is my bed where Roger and I sleep. And there's a dresser in there. But the other rooms are filled with my shit.
Okay, Nikki's bedroom is not even the master. It's the one that leads out to her backyard. Okay. Her master that has the bathroom is full of what, Nikki?
Shoes and workout equipment and clothes.
Yeah, and
then the room we're sitting in now, which my aunt calls my media room. Like she has to name the rooms now. She'll come in. Where are you at? I'm like, I'm in the back of the house. Where? Are you in the media room? Are you in the workout room? Are you in? She used to call this my closet.
Yeah.
But now it's like she calls it the media room because we're in here doing podcasts. But in this room, along one side is just a bunch of like sweaters and sweatshirts in cubbies. Like it's just one big long thing of cubbies.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I don't
5,
know what
6,
she's counting.
7, 8, 9.
She's
18,
counting how many cubbies of. Yes, 27 cubbies.
27 cubbies. And each cubby has between 6 and 9 things. Okay. And then on top, she's got purses galore.
Yeah. But they're all in bags. I take care of them.
Yes.
You know, it's not like I don't take for granted anything that I have. Let's put it that way. People can't wait for me to go through my sweaters. I've already went through my jeans and gave a whole bunch of those away. So now next is going to be my sweaters and sweatshirts.
When you go through your purses, let me know.
You'll have to fight my daughter for that.
Oh man. I thought I had a lot of purses, but you definitely.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing that comes with all these purses. I rarely change purses. So like now I'm thinking, do I need all of them? No, I literally don't. But I paid.
Coordinate.
I do. And some of them were gifts. Some of them I paid for. So like I have a hard time parting with them.
Yeah. I have purses that are still in their bags that I don't use.
Yeah. So you get it.
Like a quick crossbody, which is easier.
Well, look at I have all my crossbodies.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Women problems.
Yeah.
At its finest.
I should take a picture for the podcast. Yes, just definitely. To let you guys know.
If you want to see a picture, comment below. So we started off as, holidays, drama, toxic. We want to know, like, what do you guys got going on for the holidays? New Year's is coming up.
Yeah.
You'll be working.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's been asking me, like, what am I doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
what do you normally do for New Year's?
I don't even remember what I did last year.
I know what I do. I work.
Yeah. Last year, what did I do? I don't even remember what I did last year.
I don't remember what you did last year either, and we were friends.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Did you have a boyfriend?
I did.
Oh, that's right. You were still dating that guy.
Yeah, but I don't think we didn't.
You guys weren't together?
No, I was somewhere. I think I was somewhere.
Okay.
Not with him.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Okay.
Maybe I was at I don't know where I was.
Maybe at your dad's.
Last year, I think I was at Jennifer's house.
Okay.
And then the year before that, I was in Vegas. But I don't know, like, I'm not really a winter person.
Yeah.
So it's like dark outside. Like I'm going to turn into a pumpkin.
I know.
I'm like, it's cold. It's dark. I don't want to, like, if it's not cold, then it's not so bad. But when it's cold, I'm like,
it's gross. I don't like it. I want to be under the covers.
Yeah. So do I. So
does Roger.
I just want to chill. Like, I just don't have like and I think it's the time of year too. I just have like no energy to be like really going out. And so when there is things going on, like later on, I'm like, oh, I'll go show face, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I mean, hey, whatever. It is what it is. To each their own. Some people, this is their favorite time of year.
The thing that I do like about this time of year though, and I think I already told you this, is all the lights. I am such a light girl. Like, I like to go look at the houses. I like to see all the decorations. I love that part of Christmas and the holidays. The part that I don't like is being lonely, like This is the time of year when my mom passed away. My mom died 3 days after Christmas, when I was 16. So I've had plenty of time, but it never changes that it's it's sad too.
Right. There's a lot of people going through.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of shit that's happened just in November.
Yeah.
I've heard of friends, and I've even lost somebody this last month. My friend Rob, and I have to go to his service here in December, and tomorrow is not promised. And it's just a reminder that we need to love those who love us. And with that, I just want to say, appreciate everyone and don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Don't be
no
an
road
asshole.
rage. I should take my own advice, but
yeah, I have bad road rage. Not too bad. I do it in my own car. Like, fuck you. What are you doing? Why are you turning? Turn on your turn signal. Pick a lane. Slow down. Speed up. Whatever. Yeah.
Learn how to fucking merge onto the freeway, please.
Learn how to drive. Fresno drivers are the fucking worst.
I call it defensive driving on my
Yeah. Well, it is defensive driving, but still.
Even Michaela. Oh my God. That girl, sometimes I'm on the phone and she's like, go. She's like, yeah. I'm like, Michaela, calm down. It's fine. And yes, she's on Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So hands-free driving.
Yeah, but she's 18 and dramatic.
Very dramatic. I love her to death.
Yes. So now that we're here and we've, you guys are listening, like, give us a comment, give us a shout out. Like, what are you doing for the holidays? What is your holiday drama? Let's see. Here's another good one. Do you have a tradition? Do you have a tradition something that you do every year?
As far as
anything, no. like for Thanksgiving, our tradition was we eat cranberry freeze. We do that. My aunt makes that every year.
So one of the traditions that I will always, once I have like maybe when my kids get married and have their families and I'm a part of that, is like the new men that come into the house, the holiday, because like my aunt was single, my mom was single. And so if they were with somebody and they would come to whoever the new guy was, they got to mash the potatoes.
Oh.
And there can't be lumps. So obviously homemade potatoes, there's always some kind of lumps, right? But that was like our thing. It's like the new men, whoever the new guy is. And can you believe Russ never had to mash the potatoes?
Why?
Because there was always someone newer.
Now, wait a minute. Are they using an actual masher?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's an actual masher. So that's like our funny thing in our family.
Yeah.
So I will carry that on. I don't even know where it started, but like for as long as I can remember.
I love that. That's hilarious.
So the new guy will always have to mash the potatoes. So I would love to hear if you guys make the new guy, because obviously there's always somebody new in the family, right? So make the new guy, girl, mash the potatoes.
Make him make the deviled eggs.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying that's if you can make deviled eggs that are good.
Yeah. And I guess another thing, tradition is, I didn't even plan it this year, and I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, but I've always bought the girls and me matching pajamas.
Oh.
So usually I've already bought them by now, but I feel like they already have enough pajamas and I really don't need, and I did look a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but there wasn't anything that I was like, oh, those are super cute. And I'm over like the whole Old Navy plaid. We have all those. So, I didn't really find anything that was like super cute.
I bought Cody and I matching pajamas last year. We sat and watched movies on Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So, that was, I like doing that, but now my girls are getting older. They have, they like what they like. And of course they would wear them, but I'm just, and
and any traditional thing that you eat. I guess our traditions are food. Like, look, I said cranberry freeze for Thanksgiving. My tradition for Christmas is chocolate covered cherries. Those are my favorite thing in the whole world. I only eat them during Christmas.
No, I don't think we have anything that's like particular. Although growing up, there was a recipe, and actually Michaela was just asking my mom for it.
Yeah.
The coconut macaroon.
Yeah.
And my mom sent her some internet recipe, and I'm like, no, there's a fucking recipe.
But you're like, not that recipe.
Not some internet recipe. It's like my great grandmother's, and my mom said that it hasn't been found.
Wow.
And even when my grandma passed. So we don't know.
The tradition won't be carried on, or it'll be carried on through the internet recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, coconut macaroons were always so good, though.
See, and I can't wait because tomorrow's December 1st, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, tomorrow's December 1st, and Baskin Robbins gets it's called Winter White Chocolate, and it's white chocolate with cordial cherries in it.
Oh my goodness, Nikki. Oh my goodness. Oh, another thing. I don't even know if you like this. I don't know if we've talked about this. Fondue.
Yeah.
My mom would always do fondue because it's like tradition or whatever. So she would always do fondue. And then usually every year I'll do fondue.
Do you have a fondue set?
I do.
Oh my God. I almost bought one the other day at the thrift store. I was at the thrift store and I was like, oh my God, does it have all the pieces? So Bobby Joe and I opened it. It had all the pieces and I was like, I should buy this. It was like $7.
Oh, you should have bought it.
Didn't buy it.
Why?
I don't know.
Just another thing, right?
I literally don't need one more thing.
I don't think I made fondue last year, but
now, do you do like a savory one or a sweet one?
A savory.
Okay.
And I like doing it with apples and like sourdough. But
is it cheese that you're dipping?
Yeah,
okay.
Cheese. I do.
Have you ever been to a fondue restaurant?
I haven't.
Okay. I want to go to one. I want to go to one.
There's none.
There's none here. No.
I think the closest one is Livermore.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Road trip. Yeah, because I want to do a fondue restaurant really bad.
Yeah, definitely. Because I love fondue. I love cheese in general.
Yeah.
That's why I made the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That we forgot.
My son said it was delicious, by the way. My son called between shows and was like, Mom, make sure you tell your friend her macaroni and cheese was delicious.
Yeah. I posted on Snap and I was like, white girl making mac and cheese.
And then the Armenian girl left it in the oven.
Well, we all forgot about there was so much damn food on the table. And then really, my kids like my homemade mac and cheese. I'm surprised they didn't catch that. You know, they were just like, oh, do.
Especially when we looked over at Maya and someone said, that's all you're putting on your plate.
Right.
Someone should have been like, light bulb, there's no mac and cheese there. Yeah.
Not until we were cleaning up and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Doing the dishes. Oh my God, the mac and cheese.
Yeah, I did take a spoonful because I had to like try it because I, did it a little bit different this time. So I was like, oh, this is actually really good. And I had some last night with some leftover ham.
And I bought stuff to make mac and cheese, but since you were going to make it, I didn't make it because, we don't need duplicates. Yeah. But now the boys at work are like, can you make us some mac and cheese? And I was like, I guess I can. I have all the shit to make it.
Trey at my house. Take it.
That's not enough to feed those fools.
Oh, God. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're wishing everybody a happy holidays. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Pay attention to your surroundings because we do care.
Yes. Happy holidays and a prosperous new year for everyone. And you guys know where I'll be at New Year's. I'll be at Old Town Saloon working. So if you guys happen to come through, that's where I'm going to be. We are going to be selling tickets. So if you guys want to purchase those ahead of time, please contact the bar. And then also make sure that you like, subscribe, follow. We love the comments. We love to hear from you. Anything you guys can tell us or any topics for new shows, please, please, please comments.
And also, again, we're trying to reach
500
followers on YouTube. So please give us the greatest gift and go subscribe.
Yes, that would be the greatest gift.
And be entered into a raffle when you let us know that you subscribed.
Yes, we are raffling away a $50 gift certificate. So someone's going to win that. Someone, but we can't do that unless we get to 500.
Right. So help us out. All right. Roger that.
Roger that.